All right, what's happening, everybody? This is Taj Deshawn. Today, I'm joined by my man, Andre Privott, also known as Mr. Turn the Key. You know, what's going on, Andre? How you doing today, man?
I'm pretty good, man. Enjoying the good weather.
Yes, sir. You got some good East Coast weather out there.
Yes, sir.
So, Andre is a former football player at Southern Connecticut, also professional football player overseas. He played in the Maple League over in Finland for a little while. And Andre has an amazing transformation story, and the timing of us working together really couldn't have been any better. Honestly, we connected last year around the holidays, and it wasn't really a good time for either one of us. We both had a lot going on, and we ended up reconnecting this year around, was it March, Andre? Somewhere around March?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's about 2 months ago. So we reconnected in March, and the timing was great. One thing I always say is that when the teacher is ready, the student will appear, and vice versa. You know, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And Andre was at a point where he was ready to make some changes in his life. And it's just amazing to watch that transformation happen. So I don't want to take too much away from Andre sharing his story, but just right off the bat, man, just to let everybody know, why don't you just kind of talk about what your transformation was like from playing football professionally overseas to entering the workforce?
So I would say, obviously it's difficult like it is for all of us, but for me, it was a choice. Like, as you said, I played over in Finland and I chose to stop playing because I kind of and this is something that, me and Taj talked about a lot. I kind of let the pressures from the outside world and what everyone else was doing kind of dictate where my life should be headed. So, playing overseas and not working kind of got to me. And, I ended that and chose to enter the workforce. And for a while, it was okay because I do have a degree and, I started working in business but there was no fire there. And, eventually I ended up kind of just unable to find that type of passion for anything that I was doing in my own life. And that led to, a lot of problems that some direct, some indirect. Like, I was drinking a lot, partying, doing all these things that I thought were gonna fill that void, and they really weren't. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, and that kind of existed until we came across each other.
Got it. And then when you say you were looking for that fire, right? You were looking for something that was gonna light you up the same way playing football did,
Sure.
right? I remember our first conversation. I'll let you tell it. What was it that, you had some ideas in mind for what you wanted to do, possible routes you could have taken that would have brought that fire back to you as opposed to what you were doing. So
Right.
what is it that you were doing once you started working? And then what ideas did you have as possible routes you could take to bring that fire back?
Well, I was, we're athletes. That's what we all do. And I always had, the potential or the need to be involved in that field. So I wanted to either, train athletes or work with athletes or coach or something along that line, but I just wasn't doing it. I was kind of burying myself in that office that I work in. That was something that immediately, as soon as, like you said, upon our first conversation, it's really just, get active. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. And this program really helped me grasp that concept and that area of it, which was kind of buried in my own brain.
That's deep. What is it that, like, for all the current or former athletes who might be watching this right now, if there's something that they want to go for, but they feel that hesitation because it's not like you're going for something with the sport you grew up playing, you're going for something that could potentially be an entirely new field, So what do you think, what advice would you give to a current or former athlete who wants to go for something new outside of sports, or maybe within sports, just a different role like coaching or like training, like you're doing now? What advice would you give to them to make them just take action and just go for it, like you were saying?
Well, keeping it in sports terms, I would say get out of the audience. Get out of the audience, get on the field. Don't allow, everybody's doing this, or, I don't feel like I have, what it takes to pave a path in this field. Get on the field. Get out of the audience, at least test it, do what you got to do and put all your energy into that instead of, harboring these thoughts that are, just going to depress you anyway. So literally get out of the audience and get on the field.
I love that. That's a great sports analogy too, man, because I feel like what it comes down to a lot of the time, which is something I experienced, and I know this is something that you and I had talked about on a few calls, was the fear of failure, because we come from being so used to being the man or being the woman or being like in the spotlight and being so good at one thing that it's like, man, when I try this new thing, I'm not going to be good at it, and I'm probably going to suck, and I'm probably going to fail for a little bit on my road to greatness.
Right.
So I know that was something that was big for you, and man, you've just done such a great job overcoming that. I can tell just by the way you're talking, and it's been like this for a few weeks. It's not like you just started today. But, you know, all the text messages you send me and all the stuff you're up to these days, I can just tell that you've overcome that fear of failure, and you have that fire and that belief back in you, which is amazing to see, man. You know, and as much as I would love to take credit for it all, it really just came from you. You know what I mean?
Big part, though. Big part. You know, sometimes, and like I said, I mean, for anyone that's thinking about or maybe currently involved in the program, man, it's definitely something that you really, I don't want to say need to do, but should do 100%, because sometimes all you need is that kick, and you provided that kick for me, and off I go.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I felt like I was coming from the same boat, which is why I started the program anyway, because I needed that kick from a lot of people. You know, we go through life having a coach, and it's still beneficial to have a coach after sports, you know, to help you in life, whatever you want to do, whatever that looks like. So aside from the, you know, I know you said that there was a void you were trying to fill and you were trying to cover it up with, I know drinking was a big part of it at the beginning. Aside from, I guess you could include those, but there was the fear of failure, there was filling the void with drinking. What things did you have to overcome? And it was really in the first couple of weeks, man. Once we identified what those things were, you like overcame them instantly. And then we were just able to build. But what things did you have to overcome within yourself during our time working together?
I would say social pressures was big, which I kind of harped on already, but just looking at what other people do, maybe whether it be, oh, well, there's so many trainers out there, there's so many people that want to do this, and yeah, I'll just sit in my own little box. That doesn't matter. Just being able to identify what my passion is and make a decision to pursue it was A1 with the program. And within myself, that was pretty much the biggest thing for me. Obviously, like you said, the drinking thing. I mean, you challenged me not to drink, and allow yourself to not be perfect too. Because, you know, my thing was with the social pressures thing, it's like I always wanted to be at the top of everything, and everything had to be perfect for me to present it to the world, which is why I kind of like shelled myself in terms of what I wanted to do next. Because if it wasn't perfect, I didn't even want to roll it out. I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to say, oh, now I'm a trainer and not be 250 in Olympian shape. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta not be perfect. Even with the not drinking thing, you're not gonna be perfect. There's holidays, there's things that are gonna come up, and don't beat yourself up. That's a big one. That I got through this program is definitely don't beat yourself up over things that, you know, you're human. Strive, but you gotta lay off the pressure on yourself and how you talk to yourself.
Right. That's huge. And I want to touch on something real quick you just mentioned that I think is a major key. What do you mean by social pressures? Can you break that down?
Pretty much watching what other people are doing and not tapping into what it is that you want to do. And conversation about how I said that I always feel like I'm running out of time. And that's because, I don't know, for the people out there, I'm going to be turning 30 this year. But even that in itself, it's a number. So how I feel and what I love to do or what I want to do has nothing to do with my age. But, you know, if you allow noise to come in, oh, at 30, you should be doing this. At 30, you should be doing that. Then, you know, now you're in a place where it's not coming from within. You're boxing yourself up because of what everyone else is, you know, telling you should be doing. And that's what I mean by social pressures. It's like, don't allow outside influence to like put out the fire that's in your own heart.
I love that, man. That's huge. And I think that topic is really important in terms of, first of all, being able to just identify what that fire is, you know, and sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes, like you were saying, getting over the social pressures of, oh, everybody's doing this, or even the opposite. It's like, everybody's doing this, so maybe I should do it. That's the wrong approach instead of starting internally. So I just put out a video about this because I have a lot of conversations, and a lot of former athletes are at a point where they feel like they don't have any passions outside of sport, or they just flat out don't know what they want to do. And so I put a video out recently called What If You Can't Find Your Purpose, right? And just talked about some things that were helpful for me, some advice that I got. But I feel like you kind of already had a sense of what you wanted to do, but I think it would be good just for anybody listening to hear, what do you think if someone, let's say they just finished playing sports, they just graduated from college or just got cut from a team or whatever the case may be, and they're trying to identify what that thing is. Do you have any advice for how they can go about doing that?
I would say, and this is another thing that I got from your program. I never knew anything about meditation, but I think it exists, and I could be wrong. I can't speak from a place of, not ever having any passion or thought about what I would like to do, but I would say to close your eyes and meditate, and whatever it is that you're thinking, if you picture your perfect life, what it is that you're doing, which is one of the first things that you asked me, go for that. And like you also said, like, even if you relentlessly pursue that and don't end up in that same exact picture that's in your head, you'll be a lot closer to it than you are by not doing it.
Wow.
For sure.
100%. Wow. That's powerful, man. Like, I feel like that was the thing that really set you on fire, honestly, because once you started visualizing, we talked about, and I really want to get to the bulk of this conversation now. I want to talk about turn the key and all that and what that means, because once you caught a vision for, okay, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years down the line, this is what I see for myself. This is how I want my life to look. Once you caught that vision and actually started every day, like visualizing that, that's when you really took off and started taking action. You know what I mean? So let's actually talk about it. You were in accounting, and then, I mean, you're still working the job right now while you're building on the side, but just talk about everything that you're up to right now and with the training and how you even got to that point.
Yes, sir. Okay. So, that's like I said, that's the fire that I saw burning in my head when I closed my eyes. And, there's a lot of kids or athletes or, people in general that just need that kick. And I'm here to provide that. So I'm going to be getting certified. And, like we talked about, man, my biggest goal is to open my own spot. That just had to turn that key, man. And you guys don't steal that. We came up throughout the program, turn the key. That's what really needs to happen for a lot of people. And I want to be the engine that, pushes people to turn that key. So turn the key fitness. It's coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You don't have, hey, man, and you don't have to worry about anybody stealing it, because even if they do, they can't do it like you, because it came from right here and right here. You know what I mean? So someone could start something with turn. Exactly. It's organic, 100%. So that's the fire that came from you. So somebody else could start turn the key fitness or whatever that looks like, but it's not going to be the same thing because it doesn't have the backstory behind it. You know, matter of fact, why don't you talk about what turn the key means to you and how you created something. I'm actually going to put a picture of the picture you sent me for the idea you came up with. I'm going to drop a picture somewhere around right here to show what you created for yourself to keep yourself motivated every day to look at that.
The way that it came to me was just crazy because, of the conversation that we had, it was just kind of just like came out. So sometimes you need those conversations. And turn the key for me means exactly what I was just saying about, turn the key, pull the trigger on what it is that you see when you close your eyes. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you don't, what's going to happen? If you go for it, you're either going to get it, you're going to fail, you're going to be closer, you're going to, but if you don't, then you're just going to be a shell of yourself. And I just want to turn that key, man, get the engine going. Let's go.
Right. And then also back to the visualization part, you were telling me that turn the key to you was the vision that you created for your life, waking up every day and not going to an office at the accounting job. I think it was breaking up. Say that again. Go ahead.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Yep. That's where it originated from, that conversation that we had when you asked me what it is that I could see myself doing every day and be completely content with it. And I said, waking up and turning that key to my own gym.
Yes, sir. That was it.
It turned into what I just said before about turning the key to ignite your fire. But no, that's what actually, created turn the key. Turn that key to my own gym.
And then this was, I usually, one of the things that I do once someone is locked in on what their vision is for the future, I have them either create or go out and buy or just look for something that they already have, which can act as a symbol that they're looking at every day. I think it's so important to keep that vision in front of you and having a symbol for that. And it's crazy because once you had the vision, I was just about to tell you to create a symbol or something, but you beat me to it. You already had the idea of this. I'm gonna let you tell it. Tell me what you created to keep the vision in front of yourself.
So I have a necklace that says "Turn the Key," and I wear it all day. But you know, it's a constant reminder. Like even if you're down on yourself, if you're, you know, feeling stuck or you're not motivated, it's always there to just, hey, turn the key. Just remind you to focus on your vision. Focus on what it is that, you know, the big picture of what it is that you're working for. And that's been enough for me to keep going every day towards what I actually want and not what I'm accepting.
That's big. You're choosing something rather than accepting it. I know talk to me about what's next. I know you're getting certified, the NASM certification. That's what, a couple months away? For
sure. Yep. And, so what's next for me? Another big thing that I should have said earlier about, you know, what I gained from the program or what advice I would give is the small goals. And so what's next for me is, you know, I'm working on myself to get myself in the shape that I want to be in. And also I've begun to reach out to a lot of kids that I know currently, whether it be like family members or kids that I know from my hometown that are playing sports. And, you know, they all want to work, you know, all summer. So that's something that I can do to even while I'm training or while I'm getting certified or, you know, just to get my feet wet and just get out there, you know, feel involved. It's something that's fulfilling for me. So those things are next for me. You know, the big picture is to get certified, to get clients, to get a gym. But I'm really focused on small victories along the way, too. So I'm really excited about training with those guys in the summertime and, you know, as well as working on myself. So, I mean, it's all good. It's all been positive, man.
Yes, sir. Man, you don't know how excited I was to get that text from you when you showed me the text message where you were going back and forth with the dude. I forgot what school he played at. Your school, right?
He played at Central Connecticut, and I have another one that plays at Stonehill.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Yep. That's amazing, man. You're not even, you know, most people are like, okay, once I get the certification, I'll start doing it. You're like, no, I'm starting to work with clients like right now.
Right.
You know, that's amazing because I know the big picture vision for what you want to do when you're waking up every day and you're turning that key, which I have a feeling is going to be sooner than later, man. You know, we're not talking like 5 years from now, like very well 2-3 years from now, maximum, you could be owning a gym and training, you know, athletes or just everyday people full time. And I think that's great because it's inside the gym, but you're also doing the work on the field to get them right. You know, and that's how it starts, man. It starts just with that little idea. You're starting to work with people locally because you can physically be there. Right. And then, you know, eventually as it expands, you know, you might be getting paid to travel somewhere to train athletes or whatever that looks like.
And it's starting from a place right now where I'm starting with what I know, but so eager to learn. So I would say that too, for anybody who's out there who might be, you know, trying to figure out what path they might want to take. Start with what you know. Like if it's a football player, for me, like work with the kids, be the person that you wish you had growing up, and then be willing to learn more, you know, and how to expand on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Be the person that you wish you had growing up. That's everything, man. Like that might be the secret right there, because that applies to so many different things. Like I wish I had this person in this area, and then you just become that person because you know what you missed, or people who poured into you, you know how to pass that information forward, which is pretty much what I do. I pass the information that I was taught forward through my transition, and I pass forward information that I had to learn myself because no one was there to teach me, you know. So that's powerful stuff, man.
Whatever it is you're shying away from, I mean, you know, someone's got to do it and someone's gonna do it. So it's like, why not you? Someone's gonna do it.
Yes, sir. Why not you? And you chose yourself, man.
Right.
And I couldn't be more proud, man. Like, you know, like I always say, we do 8 weeks together, but this is a lifetime, you know, connection that we built, a lifetime friendship. Obviously, you're going to be working with athletes and training. There's going to be a lot of crossover between the work that we're doing. So there'll be a lot of opportunities to partner up and help a lot of people, man, you know. 100%. So I don't want to take too much of your time, Andre. I know you got things today. You probably got clients to train today. You know what I mean? So it's Memorial Day weekend. No pay, no power. Wait, let me see it again.
Power.
Love it, man. Love it. But yeah, man, how can people get in touch with you to learn more about what you're doing? I know you're just getting started and everything.
The best way would be my Instagram, Andre Privott, AndrePrivott. Just my name.
Right. Okay. I appreciate you coming on today and sharing. I know that a lot of current and former athletes are going to get a lot out of just hearing all the information. You dropped so many gems, man. I got to go back and watch this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, I just want to formally thank you for being a great participant in the program. I had a lot of fun working with you on all the calls, and you taught me a lot about myself and just about the world in general. So thank you, man. Thank you for the time and for allowing me to coach you, and hats off to everything that you're doing, man. Keep it up.
Hey, I can't even say enough thank yous, and that should say enough thank yous. Hey, I'll drop this last piece. One of the things you asked me was, when we first started talking was, what grade would you give your life on a scale? And I said a D. And hey, bro, like sunlight's out here, about to make moves. I'm at an A right now, man. So I appreciate you.
That's beautiful, man. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, you did the work, man. You know what I mean? So you have a great Memorial Day weekend, and I'll talk to you soon, my man.
All right, talk soon.
All right, bro. Take care.